I mean, you've been reporting there for a couple of weeks now. That's as loud as I've heard it in one of your reports. Tell us what that was like.
Yeah, that was the loudest explosion that we've heard here so far, Connell. And again, anything that comes up here to Tel Aviv is viewed as an escalation by the Israelis, as we're 40 miles away from the Gaza Strip. So typically the areas that get put right into the crosshairs by Hamas rockets, I mean, cities like Ashkelon, you'll see a lot of missiles go there, Sderot, central Israel, and places like that. Up here, less common, but that was very loud that we heard here this evening, and that was this evening as well. Which, you know, we've seen these reports of these flurries of Hamas rockets that have been coming into Israel, and this escalation that they've been talking about this evening. That's what we witnessed right there. In terms of the hospital, Connell, I can tell you that everybody's talking about it right now, and you know, this whole situation here. There's not a lot of information that is coming out. You got it right there from the IDF. The latest that we have is the Israeli Air Force put out a statement just a couple of minutes ago in which they said, from several sources we have, the GAP organization is responsible for the failed shooting that hit the hospital. That comes from the Israeli Air Force, which was just released a couple of minutes ago. So that's what the Israelis are contending here. But this is classic fog of war, Connell. We really, you know, I can only speak so much in that I'm not in Gaza right now. But this is what you're hearing both of the sides saying at this hour.
Well, it is one of the larger problems. I mentioned this on the air briefly, that the idea that Western journalists, yourself and others, that the visibility in Gaza is much lower for obvious reasons. It's not safe, not possible in many cases to get there like it is on the Israeli side. So we just don't know. But we do know there's already political fallout. Kelly Meyer talked about the Mahmoud Abbas Biden meeting. Looks like it might be off. And there's protests on the West Bank as well. And to your point, it's what everybody seems to be focused on right now, right? Inside of Israel, this is what people are talking about tonight.
Absolutely. And I think that one of the fellow journalists that I was talking to here tonight, you know, made this point abundantly clear, and I would share it with you as well. I cannot emphasize enough how close this whole region is to a boiling point right now, in that there are tensions that are all over the place. You just had the King of Jordan in Germany today talking about fears of this escalating around the region. You've had the Supreme Leader of Iran speaking out today saying if they get pushed, they're prepared to push back effectively. You are seeing all of this posturing that is going on around the region. We always use the phrase, let cool heads prevail. There aren't a lot of cool heads right now. So I would encourage everyone to let's get every single fact buttoned up before we pass judgment or ruling on any of this, because every fact matters and is consequential.
Yep,
Connell.
That's exactly what we're trying to do. That's why we were going so slow in that IDF interview and didn't want to jump to any conclusions before we had the information. On another front of all of this, I talked about just a few minutes ago, we were at the map, and I was talking about the border between Lebanon and Israel. We already have seen and showed video of the West Bank and the protesters out of the streets of Ramallah. What about other areas besides the southern border that are in focus today?
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing some protests popping up around the region as well, which, again, just goes to show, you know, how potentially tumultuous all this is here. So, I mean, you are starting to see these protests again. I mean, a lot of this is social media video, so I'm hedging as much of this as possible to make sure that all the timestamps are right. We live in a weird age in which, you know, a lot of the photos and videos can come from different time spans, so we're trying to verify all of those. But there is a lot of tension in the region right now, and it is starting to escalate before our eyes. Connell.
Robert, we do have a piece of breaking news. This is just in the official post from the IDF on the explosion at the hospital in Gaza. They're saying it is the result of a failed rocket attack from Islamic Jihad. So the IDF post just out, the official one that Lieutenant Colonel Conricus told us would be coming, is now out. Islamic Jihad responsible, according to the IDF, for that hospital explosion. I'll give the final word to you, Robert, on that as we look at the pictures coming out of Gaza City tonight.
You know, what I can say is that failed rockets, I mean, that is a significant plausibility here, Connell. I remember being here a few months ago when there were missiles going back and forth here, and there was not quite a majority, but a significant number of rockets that did not leave the Gaza Strip. Because you see these videos. I mean, there are water pipes that are being turned into missiles. I mean, this is different than a major military. You know, these are not, you know, major. You know, this is not advanced technology that Hamas is using. So we do see this happen a lot. Was it this case or not? that falls under the fog of war.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.